Listen folks, my name is Samuel, I'm a crypto Marxist and welcome to Crypto A.OK once again. You cannot talk about crypto if you do not understand its origins, and to properly understand its origins, you must address the crypto kahuna, which is Bitcoin, and that, ladies and gentlemen, effectively brings me to the heart of this conversation. What is Bitcoin? No worries, I'm gonna keep this very simple, but tell your grandpa, your uncle, your sister, your father, your brother to grab some popcorns because I need you to pay serious attention to the very end. Without any further ado, let's dive deep. Bitcoin is the world's first ever cryptocurrency, and it has only been in existence for the last 14 years since its creation by the anonymous Satoshi Nakamoto. It is decentralized and it operates on a digital public ledger. You can call it blockchain. So what does Bitcoin do? Well, in the simplest terms possible, Bitcoin facilitates the transfer of value from one person to another, from the biggest cities in the world to the remotest villages in the world, all through the use of a computer or a phone and an internet connection. Should you care, and how is this revolutionary? Well, before Bitcoin, there was no digital system for public money transfer globally without the involvement of middlemen. Bitcoin absolutely changed this. It is the first digital infrastructure for public money transfer across the world without no third parties. Bitcoin is purely peer-to-peer, person to person, and when I say public, I meant it's available to everyone but owned by no entity, controlled by no entity, and managed by zero corporation. Here's why it gets very interesting. While we have a public infrastructure for information transfer, websites or social media, and it's called the internet, the only solitary and available public infrastructure for payments is cash, and this can only happen in face-to-face transactions. Before Bitcoin, if you wanted to receive or make a payment remotely over the internet, computer or phone, and by remotely I mean conducting an action without being physically present with each other, you would never be able to achieve this through public means. You needed a private intermediary or bank to record your transaction on their ledger by debiting your name and crediting that of the recipient in what is normally called double entry bookkeeping. And if you and the recipient weren't signed up to the same bank, multiple ledgers, credits, and debits would have to be opened. On the other hand, in the case of Bitcoin, blockchain is the public ledger, where anyone at absolutely no cost and regardless of their sex, age, religion, ethnicity, or credit worthiness can create a public address on the Bitcoin chain and send or receive a payment within a matter of seconds. For that matter, Bitcoin is the first digital, publicly accessible payment infrastructure world over. That brings me to a very crucial question in this submission. Is Bitcoin perfect? Absolutely not. But neither was the internet perfect when it was invented in 1972. It has its imperfections. Well, it's not yet widely accepted by everyone, and it is also not a stable store of value thanks to its famous volatility. But how it continues to function seamlessly without the oversight from traditionally trusted entities for 14 years and counting is simply staggering. Bitcoin has proven to not just be a marvel of technology, but also the height of human cooperation. Bitcoin will not just be crucial for human freedom and independence, but also for prosperity and democracy. Perhaps even more so than the birth of the internet was able to achieve. Clearly, if we can be able to replace the financial infrastructure, then we can be able to get rid of other choke points to human independence, democracy, and interaction. Perhaps at this point one would wonder, why would we replace the trusted corporate intermediaries with blockchain? The real question should be, why should we continue to tolerate the inefficiencies, the exploitation, and vulnerabilities of these massive corporations? Continue to grow larger and more powerful, the graver the consequences of their mistakes or failures. In February 2016 in Bangladesh, criminals managed to steal $81 million by hacking into a bank's systems and issuing fraudulent orders through the SWIFT network to move nearly $1 billion from the bank's account at the Federal Reserve System in New York in what was the largest electronic bank robbery. This is how centralized systems are vulnerable to cyber attacks, particularly when one point of failure can compromise the entire system. The flaws in centralized control aren't just limited to financial systems. In 2016, over 1.2 million internet-connected devices were hacked and turned into a botnet that rendered major websites like CNN and the New York Times unavailable across North America. 2024 involved a defective software update from the CrowdStrike, which triggered a global blackout affecting Microsoft Cloud solutions, disrupting travel, banking, and the broadcasting industries. These incidents highlighted the inherent vulnerabilities of centralized systems and the grave risks posed by a single point of failure. Blockchain technology, with its decentralized properties, offers a solution to these systematic centralized failures. Just like the internet eliminated choke points in communication by allowing a diversity of platforms to emerge, blockchain decentralizes critical infrastructure like the Internet of Things and payments. Rather than relying on a centralized entity, Bitcoin decentralizes processes and data across multiple nodes or computers, reducing the risk of systematic failure as a consequence of a single point of failure. This offers better user control, security, and more flexibility. This isn't a mere futuristic vision. Decentralized finance already demonstrates the power of these systems. Bitcoin is a prime example, is testament to this power. Centralized in decentralization, where users regain control over their data, interaction, and transactions. While the technology is not fully mature yet, it holds greater power, greater promise for transforming the way we manage infrastructure, finance, and the global economy. This transition, ladies and gentlemen, is not just a technological shift. It is a fundamental shift towards transparency, security, and participation. If you stuck around up to this point, you have already taken your first steps towards understanding the power of Bitcoin and blockchain. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and let's continue on this journey. Thank you so much. I have nothing else to say. Peace.